Nobody expected the biggest twist of awards season to happen at the Actors Awards. All eyes were on Timothée Chalamet. For months, he had been dominating the conversation, sweeping wins and building what looked like unstoppable momentum toward the Oscars. But then something happened that instantly changed the energy in the room. When the envelope opened, the name everyone expected to hear wasn't called. Instead, Michael B. Jordan walked away with the trophy, and in that moment, the entire race suddenly felt wide open. The surprise win didn't just shock the audience inside the theater. It lit up the internet within minutes. Awards season is carefully choreographed, with campaigns, interviews, and appearances designed to build a narrative around who deserves the biggest prize. Timothée had been riding that wave for weeks. His performance in Marty's Supreme had critics praising him non-stop, and many insiders were already predicting he would repeat history and take home another Oscar. That's why when Michael B. Jordan's name was announced for his role in Sinners, the mood shifted instantly. You could feel it through the screen. The applause was loud and respectful, but the energy was different. It was the kind of moment that makes people look around at each other like, wait, did that just happen? Michael B. Jordan stepping onto the stage to accept the award was a powerful moment on its own. His performance in Sinners had already earned praise for the complexity of the role, especially because he wasn't just playing one character. The film required him to portray multiple versions of the same character, including the eerie transformation into a vampire version of one of the twins. It was a demanding performance that required precision, control, and emotional range. But while Michael's victory was being celebrated, viewers online were paying attention to something else entirely. Cameras had captured Timothée Chalamet's reaction in real time. It lasted only a few seconds, but that was all the internet needed. Within minutes, clips of his expression were circulating everywhere. Some viewers thought he looked stunned. Others insisted he looked annoyed. There were even people saying he appeared disappointed, but was trying hard to stay composed. The applause came, the smile appeared, but the moment felt slightly tense. Social media users began analyzing the clip like detectives studying evidence. Every blink, every movement of his hands, every subtle shift in his facial expression was replayed again and again. One viewer joked that the internet could write an entire psychology paper based on those 3 seconds alone. Another said the reaction looked like someone realizing their perfect awards season streak might have just hit a wall. Whether that interpretation is fair or not is another question entirely, but once the internet starts forming a narrative, it spreads quickly. And that's where things started getting interesting. Awards season isn't just about talent. Talent gets you nominated, but momentum often decides who actually wins. When one actor begins stacking up victories near the end of the season, it can change how voters see the race. Michael B. Jordan's win at an award voted on by fellow actors suddenly made people rethink everything. If actors themselves believed his performance was the best of the year, what would stop Academy voters from feeling the same way? This is where Hollywood campaigns become a strategic chess game. Public appearances, interviews, press tours, and award show speeches all contribute to shaping the story around a performance. Timothée had been working that circuit heavily. He appeared at events, gave thoughtful interviews, and positioned his role as one of the defining performances of the year. When you're winning repeatedly, the narrative becomes self-reinforcing. People start expecting your name to be called. That's why a loss at this stage hits differently. It doesn't mean the race is over, but it plants doubt. Suddenly, people begin asking new questions. Is the momentum shifting? Is Michael B. Jordan building a late surge? Could the Oscars end with an upset that no one predicted just a few weeks ago? But that wasn't the only thing viewers noticed that night. Another detail started circulating across social media almost immediately. Timothée didn't bring Kylie Jenner as his date. Instead, he arrived with his mother. For some fans, the moment was sweet. It felt grounded, almost refreshing to see a major celebrity attend such a big event with family. Others, however, immediately began speculating. The internet loves filling in blanks, and a missing +1 always sparks theories. Some viewers suggested it might simply be because the Actors Awards have a slightly more relaxed atmosphere compared to the Oscars. Bringing family could have been a personal choice rather than a calculated move. Others argued that the Oscars are the real stage where everything matters most, meaning Kylie might still appear there instead. Whether the speculation means anything or not, it quickly became another talking point layered onto an already dramatic night. Then another wave of commentary appeared online. Fans started saying Timothée looked different lately. Some described it as a glow-up. Others claimed he appeared healthier or more polished than usual. As happens with nearly every celebrity, comparisons between older photos and recent red carpet appearances began spreading across social media. A few commenters even joked that maybe he had visited one of the same high-end doctors rumored to work with other Hollywood stars. The conversation quickly turned into the kind of debate the internet thrives on. Some fans insisted nothing had changed and people were simply over-analyzing lighting and camera angles. Others pointed out subtle differences in facial structure or skin tone. These debates can spiral endlessly online, especially when fans begin pulling out photos from years apart to compare them side by side. Whether the speculation holds any truth doesn't matter nearly as much as the fact that it keeps people talking. And just when the internet thought the night couldn't get more chaotic, another celebrity moment suddenly exploded across social media. Zendaya and Tom Holland, one of Hollywood's most beloved couples, may have quietly tied the knot without anyone realizing it. The revelation didn't come from a magazine announcement or a glamorous photo spread. It came from a single comment during a red carpet interview. Zendaya's longtime stylist and close friend Law Roach was speaking casually when he mentioned that the couple had already gotten married. The moment seemed almost accidental. There was no build-up, no dramatic reveal, just a brief statement that immediately sent fans into a frenzy. Within seconds, clips of the interview began spreading across the internet, and people were trying to figure out whether they had just heard what they thought they heard. Zendaya is famously private when it comes to her personal life. She rarely discusses her relationship with Tom Holland publicly and tends to keep those details away from the spotlight. Because of that, the idea that the couple could have quietly gotten married without a major public announcement actually seemed believable to many fans. In a world where celebrity weddings often become massive media spectacles, the idea of a private ceremony felt almost refreshing. Still, the way the information surfaced raised eyebrows. Some viewers wondered whether Law Roach had permission to share that detail. Others pointed out that the moment looked slightly awkward if you watched the clip carefully. For a split second, it almost seemed like he realized mid-sentence that he might have said more than he intended to. He quickly redirected the conversation back towards Zendaya's upcoming projects, but by then the internet had already captured the moment. Fans quickly split into two camps. Some defended him, arguing that if the information slipped out naturally, it probably wasn't a big secret anymore. Others felt that revealing something that personal without confirmation from the couple themselves crossed a line. The debate turned the moment into a trending topic, with thousands of people analyzing the interview frame by frame to determine whether the reveal looked accidental. Meanwhile, Hollywood's biggest question still hung in the air. Would Michael B. Jordan's victory carry into Oscar night? The Actors Awards often serve as a preview of what might happen at the Academy Awards because the voters overlap in many cases. A late win like that can push a performance back into the spotlight right when voters are finalizing their decisions. If Michael does win the Oscar as well, many insiders believe the moment could become one of those unforgettable award show highlights. The standing ovation at the Actors Awards was already loud and emotional. If that same wave of respect carries over into the Oscars, the reaction could be even bigger. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Award season is unpredictable, and the Academy has surprised audiences before. Timothée Chalamet still has enormous support within the industry. His performance continues to receive praise, and his campaign has been strong from the beginning. A single loss doesn't erase months of momentum. In fact, sometimes a setback right before the final vote can create its own narrative, turning the actor into an underdog fighting to reclaim the spotlight. The truth is that the race suddenly feels more exciting than anyone expected. What started as a predictable award season has turned into a genuine competition between two powerful performances. Add in viral reaction clips, celebrity speculation, surprise relationship news, and endless social media debates, and the entire entertainment world seems locked in waiting for the final result. One thing is certain. When Oscar night finally arrives, every camera will be watching both actors closely. If Michael B. Jordan's name is called again, it could mark one of the most dramatic late-season turnarounds in recent awards history. And if Timothée Chalamet takes the stage instead, it will prove that momentum can shift quickly but doesn't always determine the final outcome. Either way, the biggest prize of the season just became far less predictable than anyone thought. And right now, the entire industry is waiting to see which story Hollywood decides to tell when the envelope finally opens.